Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Twisted Koi on a Sunday afternoon for an hour of chat and talk. How we doing out there, ladies and gentlemen? How's your afternoon going and how's your weekend? How are the ponds doing? And mine is doing nothing at the moment. In fact, well, I say nothing. I've been out the front this morning and taken one of the tempests down so I can start working out where to place them in long block. Hey Yorkie, how are you doing? And yes, everyone that's in the chat and watching at the moment, our man Yorkie Sequoia is coming back to YouTube. So if you can get across, give him a like, give him a subscribe, drop him a comment and tell him the Twisted One sent you. It will tickle his boots pink, that's for sure. So yeah, how are we doing? I did post a link in the comments if anyone does want to come and join me. But yeah, as I was saying, there will be a little video out tonight, and there should, if I can get it all put together. I'm going to shut this one up. 2 seconds. There we go. Right, silence that. Right. There, we're sorted. How are we doing, Violet? Don't even go there, Liam. And Rick, I'm going to slap you. Yeah, I went to have a trim up and then I slipped and it took a chunk out and I was like, ah, bollocks. I fucking hate doing like this. But yeah, anyway, as I was saying, managed to get a really good deal on polystyrene, the 1-inch polystyrene. And I managed to get 12 sheets of 8x4 1-inch polystyrene, including delivery and VAT, £91.20. So that would have wiped out the kitty for the minute, but it should be here tomorrow. It should be here tomorrow. And then we can start getting the polystyrene in, getting it lined, and then I can then get the exact measurements I need and get them off to Matt Howe, because he is hounding me at the moment for the measurements for the box weld liner. I know the measurements for the window. We're looking at 52 inches by 22 and then 22 and a quarter inches for the front. So yeah, I've got the measurements for that, the glass, but I cannot give an exact measurement for the box weld liner until I've got that polystyrene in. So all things being correct, that should arrive tomorrow. Just Gav, bloody I hope it arrives tomorrow. Well, according to the tracking, it's in Andover. So the whole point of getting it, I mean, I could have picked up 10 sheets from Wix, and that would have cost me with the Trade Pro card about £81.90. But then trying to get it home is going to be a nightmare. I would have had to buy a couple of sheets of wood to sandwich it to stop it from lifting and snapping as soon as the wind gets underneath it. So ultimately, I paid for the polystyrene itself £76, but including the VAT and the delivery, it turned out to be £91.20. So yeah, hopefully we should have another video coming out tomorrow with the inside of the pond all polystyrened out, just waiting for some silver tape. I'm hey Arnie busy, and I'm still racking my brains at the moment on how to put my triangles in, or triangles back in around the top. And yeah, I've got a process running around my head at the moment, but I'm going to have a chat with Matt about it first, because it is going to involve some wood, but I intend to wrap it in rubber. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I really would like to get them triangles in and around the top of the pond. I will feel a lot happier, and then I then feel less the need of putting some kind of jump guard in, because the whole point of the triangles is if they come scooting up the side of the pond, they hit that, and then that sends them back into the pond instead of them going up, and then it's a 50-50 split on whether it goes outside the pond or comes back in. It touched wood, it served me well. Well, it did until I took the front one out because of the creases it was causing, and then I had Susan Shiro decide it was going to play Free Willy, so it just proves my point in that respect. So yeah, I really would like to get those triangles and back in on around the top of the pond, that's for sure. How we doing, Jigsy? And the Koi couple, where's the videos? We've had no video releases. You come on, boy, pull your fucking finger out your ass and get some videos uploaded. Showed you how to do the app. But yeah, as as the rest of the pond build, Matt's let me know that one, the drum is ready, and I think he said all he needed to replace was the screen, and he's put a high flow screen in that one, and a sensor, I think it was. So that's absolutely awesome. But I still got to build some kind of platform for that to sit on. My man Stillman David is we've chatted via email, and I didn't really think about it, but once he explained to me about the fact that one, it's a very small space, and two, because of that small space that is fairly deep, the old fumes would not be good for the contents of my growing on tank. So he is actually sending me out a couple of tins of waterproof paint that is fish safe, and he has tried and tested it because he's got it on his waterfall. So when that arrives, I can then get the inside all painted up, tank connectors all sealed up, and then I can then start building the shower, because I can pretty much fill that body once it's all dried, and it's going to have a good couple of coats, but once it's all dried and gone off, I will actually fill it then to test it. But once I've filled it to test it, I'm not going to bother pumping the water out, but I can then start building the shit. I can get the media in, see how it bounces, see how it acts in the chamber. Mate, honestly, yes. If he's got the willing for it, yeah, I would highly recommend it, mate. And yeah, I'm painting Space Marines at the moment, and I think there's a fortnightly collection out at the moment. I think it's called, what's it called? Combat Patrol. It's being done by Hatchet Paperworks, I think. And not only do you get free figures, but you also get paints, and they teach you how to play the game, and you get little guides for painting and stuff. But yeah, I would highly recommend it, mate. Yes, but what you got to do is you got to find out which one piques his interest more, whether it's fantasy or space, because you've got two different aspects. But if you've got a Games Workshop in your area, I haven't been up there for years, and they didn't have one when I was living there. But if you can find a local games workshop that you can take him to, the guys at the shop will actually, you can book slots where you can go in and the guys can actually teach him how to paint and how to play the game as well. They are really good Games Workshop staff. So yeah, highly recommend it, mate. How we doing, Aaron? Yeah, Gav. I have started already filling the holes because the bricks have been laid on edge and they're engineering bricks. So I have been filling the holes of the brick and then smoothing everything off. So I've got a nice area to paint. Well, I was chatting with Mara about it yesterday actually. Um, I was saying, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to get two long sticks, and one for the roller, one for the paintbrush. I'll have to jump into it and hand paint the area where the aerated bottom drain dome is going to be sitting. But then I can get out and then paint everything else with paintbrush and a roller, but on sticks, because the measurements of the biochamber, if I'm not wrong, is 1.5 feet wide, 3 foot long by 3 foot deep, and that will be active K1. Vince, do you think a tempest? Do you think they make a difference to the wall quality, mate? I've got three actual tempests, and I've got two homemade ones. And either as a polisher or a mechanical filter, they are bloody good. I just don't agree with the price, and I still don't like the new style waste valves. So my advice is, if you can get hold of one, try and get hold of one of the original waste outlets that goes on the bottom. And then what you can do is you can unscrew this tap thing, because it is on the original ones a real cheap tap. But if you can unscrew that, you can get a 1-inch stainless steel lever valve that will screw right onto that, and then you will have no problems whatsoever. And that's why all three of my actual Evolution Aqua Tempests have all got a 1-inch lever valve on it, a stainless steel plumbing one, and it's got a thread top and bottom. So you do is you screw it on, bit of PTFE tape, screw it on, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. It's it's no more simpler than that. You've also got to think about what flow rates you want to put through them as well, especially if you've got it as a mechanical filter. The only thing that I will say is they need an air pump to be cleaned, which is why when you look at my Tempest, when they're set up, there is a slide valve on the bottom, but there isn't one on the top. And that's purely because I shut the pump off and it's got a non-return valve. So at the moment, I don't use the slide valve. And then I turn the air on, I boil the shit out of it, and then I dump it, and then I do it a second time. Vince, can I ask why you've gone for 2 returns over the top of the pond rather than the returns in the pond wall? Just thinking of mine. Well, my main reasoning for it is because both my skimmer and my bottom drain are going to go up and over the shower, and then they're going to shower down into the static, it's not static, is it? It's into the active K1 chamber, but I'll have 2 3-inch pipes in there that will be slotted, and they will return back by gravity over the edge. It's pretty much exactly the way they run at New Forest. And also in doing that, I can make the biochamber itself taller than the outside of the pond, thus one, gaining me a little bit of extra water, and two, giving me more space to put more media in to make the filter better. Does that make any sense? So rather than put one 4-inch pipe in and have the possibility of that struggling with the flow that's being pushed over it, excuse me. So yeah, rather than go for a 4-inch one and just have the one, I went for two 3-inch ones, because that should then cope better with the flow that I hope to punch over the top of the shower. And thus, yeah, it's just all about, for me, water manipulation and everything else, because I'm replacing two easy pods really with a drum. So the easy pods, yes, they are a mechanical filter, but they are also a bloody good biological filter as well, if you treat them right. So in that effect, putting the drum in and taking the two easy pods out, that's lost me a lot of bio. So that I could gain that bio back, because I've stripped the easy pods of their media, so I can gain that back. I've then made the pond filter system a gravity return, thus making it better and easier for me to then bring more water into that filter to then return back to the pond. Does that make any sense? And like, if you rule of thumb is usually, if you're pumping in 1.5 inches, you want at least 3 inch come out. Otherwise, it won't cope with the amount of flow you're putting through it. If you're putting 15,000 litres an hour through an 1.5 inch pipe, you need at least a 3-inch pipe to cope with the flow that you're putting into the biochamber that returns back. Can you see what I mean? And because I've got the high flow screen going into the drum, I'm going to be running the pond at about 15,000 litres an hour on that one. And then the skimmer line will be my 10,000 litre an hour pump running at about 30%. It won't need any more speed than that, but that in itself takes me up to almost 20,000 litres an hour, because there is practically no pipe work. So in that, I've got more chance of keeping the flow that the do brief tells me is the flow, because it might be that flow coming out of the pump, but by the time it's gone through a load of pipe work and gone round the pond and come in through an underwater return, you've added more push. Can you see what I mean? Yeah, no worries, Yorkie. And I tell you what, it's good to see you back. Good to see you back. So yeah, any more questions out there? Does anyone want to pop on and join me this afternoon on my return back to the lives on a Sunday afternoon? I did send some invites out, but not heard anything. But it is what it is. Like I say, I didn't actually announce that I was going to be coming back this Sunday, but I do thank everyone that has joined me this afternoon. 64 of you out there, thank you very much. It does mean a lot. So yeah, anyone out there got any more questions? Because I'm looking forward to going back down the farm this week. No worries, Aaron. You listening on while you're eating? Good lad. My favourite koi are Utsuris, Shirotsuri, Kitsuri, Hitsuri, Charatsuri, definitely. And why? If you get a really good one, you know, and you get that real deep, deep sumi with that popping white that has just got such a luster on it. I just think it's just absolutely stunning, stunning fish. Busy building youth. Are you building, doing some more on your pond? No one single fish that I love. Yeah, I've got a couple in the pond, but it's one of those. My tastes are forever changing, and the more I fucking hate this, the more Rick explains Sankey to me, the more I can appreciate them. Doesn't mean that I want one. I've got one, but I don't want a whole pond full. Now, if I had my way, I'd have a pond full of black and white. So Shiratsuri, Kamonru, Beko, Matsukowbaki. I just think a combination of those sort of breeds in a pond, I think it just look absolutely awesome. Sweet. You know what I forgot to do yesterday, Stuart, don't you? I forgot to get the camera out, so I'm going to have to come back round, aren't I, and do a video. That's our Stuart in the comments there. He asked me to pop round yesterday and showed him how to do some scrapes, and we did a couple of scrapes. Couldn't find a dicky bird, and after being there ages, and there was no flicking, no flashing, but his jaguar he's looking at got a couple of little red spots. So give him a salt bath, and now he's saying Chag has improved loads. So keep it up, Moy, and then we'll come back next weekend. Like I say, probably after the live. We could always do the live from your back garden. That would be something new, wouldn't it? I'll leave you with that one. Gwen saying, Vince, interested in knowing more about the pond paint when you're going to, what is it called, and where to get it? Thanks. He did send me a photo. He got it from Amazon. So, but as soon as it arrives, I will do a video on it for you, Gwen. That's not a problem. Well, I'll be covering it anyway because it's part of the pond build. Gav, what's the plans down the farm this week? Well, I know we're going to be doing. Oh, what was it? I was talking to Rick about it Friday because went down Friday and we chopped down a good 3/4 of the overhanging trees, vegetation, and that on the catch your own pond, the big long one right down the bottom. Boy, the amount of pond that was not getting netted because of overhanging trees. I mean, there must have been a good, in one spot, a good 15 to 20 foot of overhang from trees that they couldn't get to when going around with the old seine net. So we were in there Friday and we were cutting trees down and burning it, and managed to get, I would say, a good 80% of it done. There's one little corner that still needs to come down, and yeah, there's going to be more of that, I think. But yeah, there's definitely a couple of ponds that are going to be harvested while we're down there. So there will definitely be the usual couple of lives this week from the farm, and there'll also be the odd video from me just as normal. Tea's gone, so now we're on the Red Bull. It gives you wings, you know. All right. Sue, author 1, 2, 3. I have kept 40 years, but new to koi keeping. What is the one thing you think I should know about keeping and growing koi? And what do you wish? Oh, oh, now that's a question. Hmm. to be honest, that's the one thing I wish I knew right at the start: water makeup and how to use a microscope. Because as you progress in the hobby, you progress with knowledge as well, and as you progress through, your thought processes and that will change. But for someone who is just getting into the koi for the first time, then I would say research is absolutely key. But do your research and then take what you want from it and run with it. Now, there's going to be times when you fuck things up and things go wrong. It's all part and parcel of keeping koi. So growing on is a different kettle of fish, because when you're growing on fish, you need continuity, and it needs to be, especially if you're trying to grow on in small bodies of water. So one thing I would say, if you are considering growing on uh, fry to good sized tosai, is it's gone. Yes, Kevin, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's one of the best ones. Gab's saying, personally, I think the best thing to know from the off is who to ring when you need good advice. Yes, that is another good one, Gab. And there's quite a few people out there that are able to give really good advice, and the lesser spotted Ricardo is one of them. He will stop what he's doing, whatever he's doing, to take a phone call if someone's got a problem. And yeah, trust me, we've been in the middle of a mud pond and he's been stood there with the same net in one hand and the phone in the other, giving someone advice on what to do or what not to do while we're hopeless still pond. So if he's willing to do that, he's a top guy anyway. I can't say nothing bad about Ricardo. I love the man to bits. In the USA, so where is a good koi farm here? Jack, you're in the USA, are you? Um, there's a couple over in the USA. Uh, Perdin Koi Farm is in the States. Uh, there are a couple of farms out there, but the one that I do know of is Perdin Koi. Yeah, exactly, Gwen. That's true. And as you progress in the hobby, you'll hey Ty, check your messages. I don't know, Simon. Yeah, and that's what I was trying to get to. As you progress in your koi keeping, you will get to a point where you no longer need to use certain things like water test kits, because after a long period of time, you know how your fish react. You know how they react in different situations as well. So when you've done a filter clean and a water change, your pond will act a certain way. My ponds, I'm going to have to completely revisit how my fish act, because they're going to be going into a bigger pond that I'm going to have to completely retweak, because it's going to be a complete new filter system as well. So be flexible and don't be afraid to try things. 200 fry in pools. What size pools are you growing them in? Are they heated? And the main thing for growing on, if you want to give the best opportunity, you do need to cull them out. Even if you don't, you need to take out the ones that will impede the good ones that deserve it. Can you see what I mean? Yeah, anytime, Jack. What temperature are you heating to, Sue? I mean, my heater or my air source heat pump is set at 26 degrees. It The only time it's not at 26 degrees is when I'm cooling the pond down because I want to have a thin out and move some fish around. Yes, Gav. Yes, because I don't like aerated bottom drains. I've seen that you are using the mountain tree. Can I have you? Well, I am, but at the same time, I'm I'm a little reluctant because I know my original skimmer worked bloody well. So yeah, I'm still unsure. And not only that, my old one is black and the new one is bright fucking green. And to be honest, that's what's putting me off putting it into the pond is the colour. Because everything else is going to look nice, subtle, and then you've got this bing, fucking great bright green thing. So yeah, there could be a possibility that I don't use it and I end up giving it away because Harron gave it to me because he didn't want it. So yeah, if I don't use it, it will be given away because that's the way we roll here at Twisted Towers. And like I say, once the pond build is finished completely, there will be lots of fittings, ball valves and whatnot going spare. So if anyone's thinking of doing a pond build or a growing on build, there will be stuff there that you can have. As always, if I don't use it, it gets given away. Yes, air bubblers and DIY huge filters in each of my ponds. Water changes every 10 days. Cool. How often are you feeding, and what's that temperature in degrees centigrade? Hang on. Father and son koi. Hi Vince, hope you are well. Got a question. I'm finally changing the liner in my pond. Is it better to put sand at the bottom or just put it on top of the old liner? Also, your pond's looking good. Is it a box weld liner or is it a flat liner that you're going to be folding? And to be honest, if you wanted to, I'd leave the old one on the bottom because if it's flat already, it's just extra protection, isn't it? And why give yourself a headache if you don't need to? If it's an old liner that's folded and you wanted to keep that flatness on the bottom, then just go round the outside edge, cut the sides out, and leave the base in. My one, I'm literally, Susan was in there yesterday with the flat whacker, flattening it out a little bit more, and I'm literally, once I've got that to where I want it, I'm putting polystyrene down, and then the liner is going straight down on top of that. Vince, found a handful of fluke I wouldn't normally treat, but also found small numbers of costier, so I dosed a small amount of PP day one Lowered the organics, then heavy dose day 2. Can't find anything now. What would you recommend next? I've done more scrapes, nothing found. So, mate, if they're looking good and you've done scrapes afterwards, then you probably knocked it on the head. But it all depends how strong a strong dose you put in. It might not have killed all the flukes, but might have knocked them back, if you see what I mean. But if they're swimming and acting fine and there's no flicking, bouncing or anything, then you might have knocked it on the head with the 2-day course. So yeah, just keep an eye on it and keep your fingers crossed, bud. 15 degrees. Really, what you need to do is get them up to about 24 degrees, because at 15, growth food is too high a protein. Yorkies, that's a point in close or not, Vince? What do you mean, Yorkie? Yeah, PP is a bloody good treatment for a lot of things, but there is a lot of scaremongering out there. That's for sure. Yes, so but if you want to get the optimum out of your fry, you need to have that temperature up to at least 24 degrees. And as Jigsy's just asked, what growth food are you using? Do you know what the protein count is? Yeah, if you kept your cichlids at around 24 degrees, that is perfect. Well, I'm putting a roof over the top of the new pond, and then when it comes to the winter, I am going to be making some panels for the 2 sides that are open, so it becomes like a little greenhouse type thing. But yeah, I won't be making a lay down cover to go over the top of the pond. No, I don't like them. Uh, and up until this pond, I've my main pond has never had a roof over it. I've never had anything like that over the top. I did one time try making some flat covers, and they were a disaster. They worked well. They were just fucking heavy, fucking heavy. So I binned that off. But there will be a clear corrugated roof going over the top, and then I will make some panels that I can put in place. Yeah, I, I know what you're saying. So I'm on a budget myself, and yeah, but like I say, if you want the best out of the fry, then yeah, you could really do with getting it up to 20, push 22. Yeah, okay then, Chris. We'll leave it at that. So yeah, I would, if the pond is looking fine at the moment, then I would say you've knocked it on the head. Can always pay PayPal 3 payments. Can you? Yeah. Well, my email address, Sue, is in my channel description. And yeah, if you can get the temperatures up, One, they want food a hell of a lot more, but you will also need to do the filters a little bit more frequent because of that, if that makes any sense. What's that, Trixie? Is it platinum? If so, get the temps up. Simon, you are a jam roll. Yeah, definitely, Sue. And like I say, once you get the temperatures up, you'll notice a big difference in the way they act, and also the amount they feed. My easy pod on the ground on tank gets done every fourth day, but they're sitting at 26 degrees and feeding like fuck. Ah, right. I take it. You're investigating the food. Does it look any good? Well, mate, if there's no creases on the bottom or the sides of the original liner, then I'd dump it straight in over the top. Why are you replacing it? Where was it leaking from? I take it you're replacing it because it was leaking. Yeah, since you've got it up on the screen though, Jigsy, what's the composition of it? Is it a good protein and that makeup, or would you say it's what would you comparison it to, since you're looking at it on the screen? But yeah, like I say, if anyone wants to join me, there's a link in the in the in the chat. But yeah, failing that, it's been good. Well, it's good to be back, that's for sure. And yeah, it's good to be back. Also, the Grown Show with a Difference. There will be a video coming out. Hopefully, I will get that out this evening with the results of the Grown Show with a Difference. Oh, that's bloody awesome. So yeah, in that case, if you're getting good growth like that, then the best advice I can give you is thin out, thin out, thin out, and then you will see better results. Yes, that could be a thing, Gav. So I said, why was the other one leaking, or where was it leaking? Thanks very much, Mark. And you've still got you and Ickle Tommy's got to come and have a visit. Don't show the content, but sounds a good fish meal being first ingredient on par with JP. Nice. Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. Afternoon, Kathy. Oh, oh, brilliant. Well, that's both of me drinks done, and I think we've done well for our first day back on the Sunday afternoon. Hopefully, we can get some people from overseas to come back and join us on a Sunday, because that is what we're all about here at the Sunday afternoon chat. So next time, hopefully, we'll have a few more of us on the panel, so you can fire more questions at us. Can you do a video of culling where you show close-ups of the koi that's being culled and say what? So if you go on to my channel and you go to the lives, there's lots of lives there where you've got our lesser spotted Ricardo from New Forest Koi Farm selecting through fish and actually explaining why he's selecting them and why he's deselecting them. Yeah, there you do have to look through them, but there are certain ones. I'll see if I can dig some out. If not, I'm down the farm this Tuesday and Wednesday, so we are going to be doing some selecting, no doubt, from one of the bee ponds. So yeah, if not, I'll sort something out in the week for you. But yeah, there are quite a few videos. There are ones, actual videos where I've done my own selecting processes here. But yeah, there's a lot of videos out there. I'm sorry, Sue, but yeah, there are quite a few videos out there where Rick does explain why he's choosing and what he's choosing it for. And yeah, he's got the fastest hands in the southeast, I would say, or southwest even. But yeah, it's a case of he sets out 1 bucket, 2 bucket, 3 bucket, and that's pretty much the qualities is 1, 2, 3. You know, the top 2%. Then you've got the middle one will be your best tooth halves or whatever it is, and then the next bucket is the ones that just yeah, yeah. But yeah, I do apologize that I have masses of videos on the channel, but yeah, there is quite a few videos there. Thank you. It's been hard finding those videos and also vids for ID in your pond pack koi. They are not the best, so often don't look like fine examples in videos. Well, like I say, drop me an email, and you can email me some pictures, and then I can see what fish you have got for you, and let you know if that's going to help you out. That's not a problem. Don't mind helping out anyone. And like I said, we are going to be down the farm twice this week. How are we doing, Richard? Oh, Yorkie, yeah, and I've been pushing him, but now he's seen the light, and yeah, it's absolutely awesome seeing our Dave putting out a few more videos than what he used to. No problem, Sue. No problem whatsoever. Well, yeah, that is true, as Kevin said here, because Kevin has been part of the ground show with a difference this year. And how have you found it, Kevin, to be totally honest? So yeah, anyway, my brain's starting to wander now, so I think I'm going to wrap this one up for this week and say thank you very much everyone for joining along. As always, guys and girls, I've been Twisted Koi. You lot out there, you know you are great, and we will see you later on today with today's video. Hopefully with another video on the ground show with a difference. And then, like I said, we'll be back at the farm on Tuesday. Catch you later, guys.